Two passengers were flung into the Lagos Lagoon from a bus on the inward Lagos lane of the 3rd Mainland Bridge, leaving several others wounded. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories. At number 1, President Tinubu has called on Nigerians to prioritize their love for the country above everything else. Speaking to reporters after observing the Eid-El-Fitr prayers at the Eid ground at the Dodan Barracks in Lagos, Tinubu reaffirmed his administration's commitment to delivering prosperity and development for all Nigerians. The chief imam of Lagos State, Sheikh Suleiman Oluwatoyin Abunola, delivered a sermon urging Nigerians to shun all acts of violence, ensure peaceful coexistence, and have faith in the country's leadership. The cleric also challenged those in positions of authority to remain faithful to their oath of office and work towards alleviating the plight of the less privileged, admonishing the faithful to remember Muslims in Gaza and other conflict areas. At number 2, two passengers, a male and a female, were flung into the Lagos Lagoon from a bus on the inward Lagos lane of the 3rd Mainland Bridge, leaving several others wounded. According to a statement from the National Emergency Management Authority, NEMA, the accident happened when the said bus, at high speed, swerved off the road and hit bridge rails at Adeniji-Adele end of the flyover. Southwest Office Coordinator of NEMA, Mr. Ibrahim Farinloye, revealed that the bus, a Volkswagen LT 18-seater with registration number FKG 872YA, was headed for Lagos Island when the fatal accident occurred. The statement by Mr. Ibrahim Farinloye stated that efforts are ongoing by men of the Marine Police to recover victims' bodies, while those who were injured have been taken to hospital. At number 3, Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has confirmed the arrest of suspected sponsors in the recent attack in Omala local government area, which claimed scores of lives. He stated that the crisis in Bagana has been ongoing for over 45 years and his administration is working to restore peace. Ododo stated this after observing his prayer on Wednesday in commemoration of the Eid-El-Fitr in Okene, Kogi State. The governor also urged Muslims to imbibe the lessons learned from the holy month of Ramadan, underscoring the importance of patience, empathy, love, and understanding. He asked people to practice kindness, generosity, love, and understanding in their daily lives, remembering those less privileged and extending fellowship to those in need. At number 4, the National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control NAFDAC has issued a public notification regarding the recall of Benylin Paediatric syrup manufactured by Johnson & Johnson. The recall comes in light of recent laboratory findings indicating toxicity in the product, with laboratory analysis revealing an alarming presence of diethylene glycol, a known toxic substance. The affected product is commonly used for alleviating cough and its associated symptoms, as well as treating hay fever and other allergic conditions in children aged 2 to 12 years. NAFDAC has urged individuals in possession of the affected product to cease its sale or use immediately and submit remaining stock to the nearest NAFDAC office. NAFDAC has also directed Johnson & Johnson Company West Africa to initiate the recall process for the affected batch, with notices to be uploaded to the WHO Global Surveillance and Monitoring System, GSMS. At number 5, the federal government has threatened to sanction power distribution companies DISCOs that fail to supply 20 hours of electricity to customers in the Band A category. This is contained in a post made by Minister of Power Adebayo Adelebo on his official X account. The minister said this is part of the adjustments made under the newly revised tariff system targeted at electricity consumers under the Band A category. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) recently increased the electricity tariffs of customers under Band A category from 66 naira per kilowatt to 225 naira per kilowatt. Reacting to the development, the minister said the government will hold DISCOs accountable for failure to supply 20 hours of electricity to customers under Band A, highlighting some of the provisions under the tariff adjustment reforms, Adelebu noted that the federal government hopes to save 1.5 trillion naira with tariff adjustments. At number 6, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) has announced it is investigating a mysterious illness in the Isolo local government area of Sokoto State, causing symptoms like abdominal distension, fever, vomiting, and weight loss. The illness, first reported on March 24, 2024, has impacted children aged 4 to 13 and some adults. The Director General of the NCDC, Jide Idris, said a national rapid response team has been deployed to investigate, and 164 suspected cases have been identified, resulting in 4 fatalities. He added that results indicate varying levels of lead and chromium in blood samples, prompting scrutiny of local activities such as mining and agricultural practices involving chemical usage. The NCDC DG said the investigation is ongoing, but security challenges affect access to affected areas. At number 7, the Osolo of Isolo in Lagos State, Oba Kabiru Ababiaka, passed away shortly after observing the Eid prayers on Wednesday, April 10, 2024. The chairman of Isolo Local Government Council Development Area, Olasoju Adebayo, confirmed his death in a statement. The late monarch will be buried by 4 p.m. according to Islamic rites at his palace in Isolo. Oba Ababiaka spent 20 years on the throne, serving as the paramount ruler of Isolo Kingdom. The cause of his death has not been disclosed. Meanwhile, residents of the Isolo community have thronged to the palace to mourn the loss of their respected leader, who played a significant role in the development and progress of the kingdom. At number 8, the federal government has introduced the first non-invasive pre-implantation genetic testing for aneuploidy. This technique determines an embryo's chromosomal health and identifies potential abnormalities without removing cells for biopsy. This technique helps fertility experts examine embryos without removing cells for biopsy, reducing the risk of implantation failure and recurrent miscarriage. Nordica Fertility Clinic Lagos pioneered the technique, stating that it reduces potential risk associated with traditional biopsy procedures, making it safer and more accurate. The technique can help identify aneuploidy, which is the common cause of implantation failure or recurrent miscarriage. At number 9, Kenyatta University Referral Hospital in Nairobi has dismissed 100 doctors who participated in a month-long nationwide strike demanding better pay and working conditions. The hospital's management confirmed the dismissals, citing the doctors' involvement in the strike as the reason for their termination. The strike, which began in early March, has seen healthcare workers across Kenya rally for improved pay and working conditions. However, President William Ruto has cited financial constraints as the reason for the government's inability to meet the doctors' demands. Despite dismissals, the doctors' union remains steadfast. The union has called on Parliament to mediate the dispute between the government and healthcare workers, urging a swift resolution to the ongoing crisis. Finally, at number 10, French government spokeswoman Prisca Thévenot has reassured the public that there is no concrete threat to the Paris Saint-Germain's Champions League match against Barcelona in the French capital on Wednesday. Despite Islamic State's threats to target all 4 quarterfinals, Thévenot reiterated that there is no specific danger identified. The Interior Minister affirmed this stance during a cabinet meeting, highlighting the government's ongoing vigilance and caution in ensuring the safety and security of the event. She added that authorities remain alert and prepared to respond to any potential risks, underscoring the commitment to maintaining a secure environment for the match and spectators. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.